Good morning from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. The time is 11:39 a.m. on the 29th of March 2026. If I could fast forward this year so I could avoid all this tooth agonies, I'd be a happy little Vegemite. I just want to show you my crow family. Well, they're not my personal crow family. Where are they? Can you see them? Are all sitting all around me, keeping watch over me from up in the tree. Might be better if I pointed the camera actually to them. Aren't they lovely? I've fed them and they're very happy birds. Yes, Bo, the crows are keeping company with us at Sacred Space today. I'm a very lucky mama too. I probably shouldn't be reading stories yet because my jaw is still swollen and sore. But you only have so many words you've got to get out in a day, and it assuages ennui and loneliness. So I'll read till it gets too painful and then I'll quit. So it might be a part 2, part 3 story depending on how I go. It's a beautiful day today. I've not long got up actually. I haven't taken any Panadol. The pain is not too severe, so it'll probably start grinding away after I read for a while though. Anyway, we'll see how we go, people of Earth. I'm under no obligation to do this for you, but I figure it's a nice day to be outside reading stories with the birdie boys and girls. One of those has to be a girl. I don't know which one, but Mother Crow and Daddy Crow and Baby Crow. So just thought I'd look for the tawny frogmouth, but can't see him. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. Or usually they come as a pair, but he's been coming on his own lately. Anyway, here we go. Another day in paradise or planet hellscape, according to whatever it is you're going through here on planet Earth and your physical mortality and your reality and your source field. It gets intense here at Sacred Space, but on we go, living our very best life, no matter what, no matter who. She says courageously, but my jaw says, fuck you, Mama too. Right. How to Be an Other Woman by Laurie Moore. Meet in expensive beige raincoats on a pea-soupy night, like a detective movie. First, stand in front of Florsheim's 57th Street window. Press your face close to the glass. Watch the fake velvet Hummels inside, revolving around the wingtips. Some white shoes, like your father wears, are propped up with garlands on a small mound of chemical snow. Yes, my loves. All the stores have closed. You can see your breath on the glass. Oh, they're off on their crow missions. Draw a peace sign. You are waiting for a bus. I am going to have a Panadol. I was fine till I started moving my mouth. No, I'm going to try and go a bit longer. I've had a lot of Panadol and wasn't holding me. It really was cruel. But anyway, we'll try and stretch it a bit, people of Earth. He emerges from nowhere, looks like Robert Culp, the fog rolling, then parting, then sort of closing up again behind him. He asks you for a light, and you jump a bit, startled. But you give him your Lucky's Lounge, where leisure is a suit, matches. He has a nice chuckle, nice fingernails. He lights the cigarette, cupping his hands around the end, and drags deeply, like a starving man. He smiles as he exhales, returns you the matches, looks at your face, says, "Thanks." He then stands not far from you, waiting, perhaps for the same bus. The two of you glance furtively at each other, shifting feet. Pretend to contemplate the chemical snow. You are two spies glancing quickly at watches, necks disappearing in the hunch of your shoulders, collars upturned and slowly razoring the cab and saw-lit fog like shark fins. You begin to circle, gauging each other in primordial sniffs, eyeing, sidling, keen as Basil Rathbone. A bus arrives. It is crowded, everyone looking laughlessly into one another's underarms. It's a bit like that, isn't it, on the bus? I hate taking public transport. And the most bizarre encounters happen, especially when I'm vulnerable coming from the dentist. Dear goddess. But they were funny. They weren't unpleasant. They were just bizarre and out of left field. Could have had myself a man, people of Earth. What do I need a man for? They've never brought me any real joy. Maybe for brief interludes, but that was it. Always turned toxic and rancid, so fuck that shit. But you know, one day there might be someone kind and honouring and sweet who stays around and manages to not be rancid. Go off in the hot Queensland sun. Well, it is what it is, people of Earth. I'm so sick of saying that, but it happens to be true. It's not a damn thing I can do to change the state of our world, and other people can only change yourself internally and make the best of whatever life brings you. Kermie's busy on the floor of his cage eating all the millet. He tore off the millet stalk. He's a very happy bird lately. Are you a happy birdie too, Bo? Yes, Mama. I got a bigger cage, and I got a friend, and I've got you, and everything is wonderful. Oh, that's good, Bo. I'm happy for you. See, when you want to know about happiness, you ask the birdies. They'll tell you. Or your cats, or your dog, or whatever other pets you might keep, or you are kept by. They keep it real. We tend to go into strange states. Right. You're so pretty, Mr. Kermie. You're such a pretty bird. Oh my goodness. Right, sorry, I'm distracted by his beauty. A blonde woman in barrettes steps off, holding her shoes in one hand. She's been dancing all night. It's how I used to want to come home too, but the stinking, lousy, awful BCC buses wouldn't let you be on the bus without your shoes, and it was agony at the end of a night. They're just sadistic and cruel. It really is most unnecessary. I mean, I get maybe in peak hour for occupational health and safety you wouldn't want barefoot people on the bus, but, 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, give me a break. Anyway, assholes. Well, I don't have to deal with that anymore, do I? The assholes. Right. You climb on together, grab adjacent chrome posts, and when the bus hisses and rumbles forward, you take out a book. A minute goes by, and he asks you what you're reading. It is Madame Bovary in a Doris Day biography jacket. Try to explain about binding warpage. He smiles, interested. Return to your book. Emma is opening her window, thinking of Rouen. What weather, you hear him sigh, faintly British or upper crust Delaware. Glance up, say, it is fit for neither beast nor vegetable. It sounds dumb, it makes no sense, but it is how you meet. In your beginnings are your endings. I just want to say that. Fit for neither beast nor vegetable. C'est la vie, babies. I mustn't be bitter. I must just laugh toothlessly and cronely and keep reading the story. I recorded my dream from last night and I have posted it up on YouTube in my community section. It was randomly in the last week or so I've decided to cross-reference videos with my usual daily writings that I deem to be of interest, because they're a record for me to go back over. When I heal from this experience, it'll be interesting to see what my dreams were actually expressing and processing, and it's how I navigate through life in connection with therapy, 30 years of therapy. I interpret meaning and events and relationships often via my dream processing in my sleep. It's why my nickname on Pal Talk was Psychedelic Dreamer. So just thinking about that. At the movies, he is tender, caressing your hand beneath the seat. At concerts, he is sweet and attentive, buying cocktails, locating the ladies' lounge when you can't find it. At museums, he is wise, loving, leading you slowly through Oops. The Etruscan cinerary urns with affectionate gestures, and an art history minor from Colombia. He is kind. He laughs at your jokes. It's amazing, isn't it? The little things that matter, the little things that build up sometimes into a wonderful romance that endures. It's just a series of very little things. And it's the little things that can tear a relationship apart too. Not to worry. Mama T is free in another paradigm with her birdie boys and her jaw. Excuse me, I'm not wearing a bra today because pain. Can't be bothered when I'm in pain to wear bras. Right. After 4 movies, 3 concerts, and 2.5 museums, you sleep with him. Seems the right number of cultural events. On the stereo, you play your favourite harp and oboe music. He tells you his wife's name. It is Patricia. She is an intellectual property lawyer. He tells you he likes you a lot. You lie on your stomach, naked and still too warm. When he says, "How do you feel about that?" don't say, "Ridiculous," or "Get out of my apartment." Prop your head up with one hand and say, "It depends. What is intellectual property law?" He grins. Oh, you know, where leisure is a suit. Give him a tight, wiry little smile. "I just don't want you to feel uncomfortable about this," he says. Say, "Hey, I'm a very cool person. I am tough." Show him your bicep. When you were 6, you thought mistress meant to put your shoes on the wrong feet. Pretty much the same thing, really. And now you are older and know it can mean many things, but essentially it means to put your shoes on the wrong feet. I like how she thinks. The writer thinks. You walk differently. In store windows, you don't recognise yourself. You are another woman. Some crazy interior display lady in glasses, stumbling frantic and preoccupied through the mannequins. In public restrooms, you sit dangerously flat against the toilet seat, a strange flesh sundae of despair and exhilaration murmuring into your bluing thighs. "Hello, I'm Charlene. I'm a mistress." It is like having a book out from the library. It is like constantly having a book out from the library. You meet frequently for dinner, after work, split whole litres of house red, then womble the 2 blocks east, 20 blocks south to your apartment, and lie sprawled on the living room floor, with your expensive beige raincoat still on. I hate beige. It's not my colour. I have a beige bag I'm wearing constantly, you know, my shamanic beige. But the one before that was turquoise. And I'm due a new one and I'll get a brighter colour again. But that one was a gift from my daughter and I've worn it and cherished it and worn it well. So, but it's not a colour I would normally choose for myself, just saying. Anyway. Here's a systems analyst. You have already exhausted this joke, but what he really wants to be, he reveals to you, is an actor. Well, how did you become a systems analyst, you ask? Funny you. The same way anyone becomes anything, he muses. I took courses and sent out resumes. Pause. Patricia helped me work up a great resume. Too great. Oh. Wonder about mistress courses, certification, resumes. Perhaps you are not really qualified. But I'm not good at systems work, he says, staring through and beyond, way beyond, the cracked ceiling. Figuring out the cost effectiveness of 200 people shuffling 500 pages back and forth across a new 4.5 by 3 foot desk. I'm not an organised person like Patricia, for instance. She's just incredibly organised. She makes lists for everything. It's pretty impressive. Say flatly, dully, what? That she makes lists. That she makes lists? You like that? Well, yes. You know, what she's going to do, what she has to buy, names of clients she has to see, etc. Lists, you murmur hopelessly, listlessly. Your expensive beige raincoat, still on. There is a long, tired silence. Lists. Sorry, that's with a question mark. Lists? You stand up, brush off your coat, ask him what he would like to drink, then stump off to the kitchen without waiting for the answer. It's interesting that the only thing good he has to say about his wife is that she makes lists. I'd find that a bit odd too. Right. At 1:30, he gets up noiselessly, except for the soft rustle of his dressing. He leaves before you even have quite fallen asleep. But before he does, he bends over you in his expensive beige raincoat and kisses the ends of your hair. Ah, he kisses your hair. It's really weird. I feel like I'm being watched, and I heard wings fly in, but I can't see the bird. They're probably right above my head. No, not there either. Oh well. Must be my angels. I'm joking about the angels. Yeah, half joking. I'm not that religious, but I am spiritual. My angels have been with me a lot lately, for which I am both grateful and a little bit perturbed. But anyway, on we go and on we go. Clients to see, birthday snapshots, scotch tape, letters to TD and Mom. Technically you are still a secretary for Karma Cola, but you wear your Phi Beta Kappa key around your neck on a cheap gold chain, hoping someone will spot you for a promotion. Unfortunately, you have lost the respect of all but one of your co-workers, and many of your superiors as well, who are working in order to send their daughters to universities so they won't have to be secretaries, and who, therefore, hold you in contempt for having a degree and being a failure anyway. It is like having a degree and failure. I hear you, sister. I hear you on that one. Didn't even get to complete my degree because of all the rape threats. They're fucking bastards. Well, I survived them. And I'm still surviving them, only them have gotten worse in the last 6 years with the turning. It's horrific and chilling and terrifying. But it's all I know how to do. Survive. Barely. Someone should give me a PhD in survival for the love of all the gods. Right. Hilda, however, likes you. You are young and remind her of her sister, the professional skater. But I hate to skate, you say. Oh, been bitten by a nasty march fly. And I missed him, he'll be back. We're going to have a fight with a march fly. It's going to be epic. Yep, he's back. Mongrel. Right, I actually feel like I'm going to be sick, people of Earth. My tummy's rumbling, it's just hunger, I think. I'll just calm down. But I hate to skate, you say. Just keep an eye on my feet because that creature will be back. And Hilda smiles, nodding. Yup, that's exactly what my sister says sometimes. And in that same way. What way? Oh, I don't know, says Hilda. Your bangs parted on the side or something. Ask Hilda if she will go to lunch with you. Over Reuben sandwiches, ask her if she's ever had an affair with a married man. As she attempts, mid-bite, to complete the choreography of her chomp, Russian dressing spurts out onto her hands. I'll be glad when I can eat proper food again. It's been awful. Mama T loves food. Smallest violin. Oh. Once she says, that was the last lover I had. That was over 2 years ago. Say, oh my God, as if it were horrible and tragic. Then try to mitigate that rudeness by clearing your throat and saying, well, actually, I guess that's not so bad. No, she sighs good-naturedly. His wife had Hodgkin's disease, or so everyone thought. When they came up with the correct diagnosis, something that wasn't nearly so awful, he went back to her. Does that make sense to you? I suppose, say doubtfully. Yeah, maybe you're right. Pardon me. Hilda is still cleaning Reuben off the backs of her hands with a napkin. At any rate, who are you involved with? Someone who has a wife that makes lists. She has list maker's disease. What are you going to do? I don't know. Yeah, says Hilda. That's typical. All right, I'm going to turn you around to face the birdie boys. I'm going to be mildly indisposed for a moment. I'll be back shortly. where the birdie boys bowl behaved while I was gone. He's sitting very quietly. Right, let us continue, my beautiful ones. Clients to see: tomatoes, canned, health food toothpaste, health food deodorant, vitamin C on sale, Rexall, check re other shoemaker, 32nd Street. Patricia's really had quite an interesting life, he says, smoking a cigarette. Oh really, you say? Stabbing one out in the ashtray. Make a list of all the lovers you've ever had. Warren Lasher, Ed Rubberhead Catapano, Charles Dietz or Keats, Alphonse. Tuck it in your pocket. Leave it lying around, conspicuously. Somehow you lose it. Make mislaid jokes to yourself. Make another list. Whisper, don't go yet, as he glides out of your bed before sunrise, and you lie there on your back, cooling, naked between the sheets, and smelling of musky, oniony sweat. Feel grey, like an abandoned locker room towel. Watch him as he again pulls on his pants, his sweater, his socks and shoes. Reach out and hold his thigh as he leans over and kisses you quickly, telling you not to get up, that he'll lock the door when he leaves. In the smoky darkness, you see him smile, weakly, guiltily, and attempt a false, jaunty wave from the doorway. Turn on your side toward the wall so you don't have to watch the door close. You hear it thud nonetheless, the jangle of keys and snap of the bolt lock, the footsteps loud, then fading down the staircase, the clunk of the street door, then nothing. All his sounds blending with the city, his face passing namelessly uptown in a bus or a badly heated cab. The room, the whole building you live in, shuddering at the windows as a truck roars by towards the Queensborough Bridge. Wonder who you are. Hi, this is Attila, he says in a false deep voice when you pick up your office phone. Giggle like an idiot. Say, oh, hi, hun. Hilda turns to look at you with a "what's with you" look on her face. Shrug your shoulders. Can you meet me for lunch? Say, meat? I'm sorry, I don't eat meat. Cute. You're cute, he says, not laughing. And at lunch, he gives you his tomatoes. Ah, the crows are back. Where have you been, crow birdies? Crow birdie babies? No, you can't have the lorikeet, Max. That's for the lorikeets. Helps himself to it anyway. All right, I guess you can have it. Crazy birds. You're so crazy. You should be catching the cane toads for me. Yes, you've got one job. Kill the local cane toads. Doesn't hurt to put in a request, does it? All right. Drink 2 huge glasses of wine and smile at all his office and mother-in-law stories. It makes his eyes sparkle and crinkle at the corners, his face pleased and shining. When the waitress clears the plates away, there is a silence where the two of you look down, then back up again. You get more beautiful every day, he says to you, as you hold your wine glass over your nose, burgundy rushing down your throat. Put your glass down, redden, smile, fiddle with your Phi Beta Kappa key. When you get up to leave, take deep breaths. In front of the restaurant, where you will stride off in different directions, don't give him a kiss in the noontime throng. Patricia's office is nearby, and she likes to go to the bank right around now. His back will stiffen and his eyes dart around like a crazy person's. Instead, do a quick shuffle ball chain like you saw Barbara Streisand do in a movie once. Wave gigantically and say, "Till we eat again." In your office building, the elevator is slow and packed, and you forget to get off at the 10th floor and have to ride all the way back down again from the 19th. 5 minutes after you arrive dizzily back at your desk, the phone rings. "Meet me tomorrow at 7, he says, in front of Florsheim's, and I'll carry you off to my castle. Patricia is going to a copyright convention." Wait, freezing, in front of Florsheim's until 7:30. He finally dashes up, gasping apologies. He just now got back from the airport, his coat flying open. And he takes you in tow quickly uptown toward the art museums. He lives near art museums. Ask him what a copyright convention is, where leisure is a suit and a suite, he drawls, long and smiling, quickening his pace and yours. He kisses your temple, brushes hair off your face. You arrive at his building in 20 minutes. So this is it? The castle doorman's fly is undone. Smile politely. In the elevator say, "The unexamined fly is not worth zipping." The elevator has a peculiar rattle for all 8 floors, like someone obsessively clearing her throat. When he finally gets the apartment door unlocked, he shows you into an L-shaped living room, bursting with plants and gold-framed posters announcing exhibitions you are too late for by 6 years. The kitchen is off to one side, tiny, digital, spare, with a small army of chrome utensils hanging belligerent and clean as blades on the wall. Walk nervously around like a dog sniffing out the place. Peek into the bedroom. In the centre, like a giant bloom, is a queen-size bed with a Pennsylvania Dutch spread. I think by that she means patchwork quilt. A small photo of a woman in ski garb is propped on a nightstand. It frightens you. Back in the living room, he mixes drinks with scotch in them. So this is it, you say again, with a forced grin and an odd heaving in your rib cage. Light up one of his cigarettes. Can I take your coat? Be strange and awkward. Say, I like beige. I think it is practical. What's wrong with you? He says, handing you your drink. You try to decide what you should do. 1. Rip open the front of your coat, sending the buttons torpedoing across the room in a series of pops into the asparagus fern. 2. Go into the bathroom and gargle with hot tap water. 3. Go downstairs and wave down a cab for home. He puts his mouth on your neck. Put your arms timidly around him. Whisper into his ear. There's a woman, another woman, in your room. When he is fast asleep upon you in the middle of the night, send your left arm out slowly toward the nightstand like a mechanical limb programmed for a secret intelligence mission. And bring the ski garb picture back close to your face in the dark and try to study the features over his shoulder. She seems to have a pretty smile, short hair, and no eyebrows, tough, flaring nostrils, body indecipherably ensconced in nylon and down and wool. Slip carefully out, like a shoehorn, from beneath his sleeping body, he grunts groggily, and go to the closet. Open it with a minimum of squeaking and stare at her clothes. A few suits, looks like beige blouses and a lot of brown things. Turn on the closet light. Look at the shoes. They are all lined up in neat married pairs on the closet floor. Black pumps, blue sneakers, brown moccasins, brown T-straps. They have been to an expensive college, say in Massachusetts. Gaze into her shoes. Her feet are much larger than yours. They are like small cruise missiles. I'm laughing because I've got large feet too. It's a handicap, especially for a hobbit like me. Never mind. What did my father used to say? You've got a good grip on Australia, or in New Zealand, depending where we were at the time. And his other quip was, when we were living here, if you fall over, you're halfway to New Zealand. Fuck you, Dad. Always putting me down, those nasty motherfuckers. I've got bad teeth because of all the times my mother used to hit me in the face too, so double fuck them. But, well, it's a life, isn't it? We all got to go of something. Inside the caves of those shoes, eyes form and open their lids, stare up at you, regard you, wink at you from the insole. Hey, what are you doing to Baby Crow? Had his foot on his back, looked like he was about to try and hump it. Don't you bloody dare. That's just beyond awful behaviour. Baby Crow held his own too, or her own. Right, anarchy and chaos at Sacred Space. I'll just show you. Kermit's pretty. Can you see it? Look at that. Swishing all his tail feathers. Are you swishing all your tail feathers, Kermit? Well, one should always swish one's tail feathers, I reckon. But where were we when we were interrupted by the crows humping or fighting? I'm not sure which. They are half friendly, conspiratorial, amused at this reconnaissance of yours, like little smiling men from the open hatches of a fleet of military submarines. I don't know why, but I'm more sore today and more swollen, and I don't know what's irritated it worse. Maybe eating yesterday. I will survive, people of Earth. I'm a survivor. PhD in life, after all, gifted to me by the gods. Like little smiling men from the open hatches of a fleet of military submarines. Turn off the light and shut the door quickly before they start talking or dancing or something. Scurry back to the bed and hide your face in his armpit. In the morning he makes you breakfast, something with eggs and mushrooms and hot sauce. Use his toothbrush, the red one. Ooh, yuck. Gaze into the mirror at a face that looks too puffy to be yours. Imagine using her toothbrush by mistake. Imagine a wife and a mistress sharing the same toothbrush forever and ever, never knowing. Look into the medicine cabinet. Midol, dental floss, Tylenol, methiolate, package of 8 emery boards, razors and cartridges, 2 squeezed in the middle toothpaste tubes, Crest and Sensodyne, Band-Aids, hand lotion, rubbing alcohol, 3 small bars of cashmere bouquet, stolen from a hotel. On the street all over, you think you see her, the boring hotel soap stealer. Every woman is her, You smell cashmere bouquet all over the place. That's her. Someone waiting near you for the downtown express. Yup, that's her. A woman waiting behind you in a deli near Marine Midland who has smooth, hand-lotioned hands and looks like she skis. Good God, what if that is her? Break out in cold sweats. Stare into every pair of flared nostrils with clinical curiosity and unbridled terror. Scrutinise feet. Glance sidelong at pumps. Then look quickly away like a woman, some other woman, who is losing her mind, being climbed on by a grasshopper. Oh, that's sweet. Have to look up the meaning of grasshopper later, won't I? Oh well, he can stay there. He's not biting or being a nuisance, really. Alone on lunch hours or after work, continue to look every female over the age of 12 straight in the nose and straight in the shoes. Feel your face a quiver and twice bolt out of Bergdorf's irrationally when you are sure it is her at the skirt sale rack, choosing brown again, a Tylenol bottle peeking out from the corner of her purse. Sit on a granite wall in the GM Plaza and catch your breath. Listen to an old man singing Frosty the Snowman. Lose track of time. You're late, Hilda turns and whispers at you. Carlisle's been back here twice, already asking where you were and if the market survey report has been typed up yet. Mutter, shit. You were only on the teas. Tennessee Coca-Cola consumption per square dollar mile of investment market figures for July 1980 to October 1981. Texas, fiscal year 1980. Texas, fiscal year 1981. Utah. It's like typing a telephone directory. Gets tears in your eyes. Clients to see. 1. Fallen in love? Question mark. Out of control. Who is this? Who am I? And who is this wife with the skis and the nostrils and the Tylenol? And does she have orgasms? 2. Reclaim yourself. Pieces have fluttered away. 3. Everything you do is a masochistic act. Why? 4. Don't like yourself? Don't you deserve better than all of this? 5. Need. Something to lift you from your boots out into the sky. Something to make... Still crawling on me. Look at him. It's cute, isn't he? Something to make you like little things again. To whirl around the curves of your ears and muss up your hair and call you every single day. 6. A drug. 7. A man. 8. A religion. 9. A good job. Revise and send out resumes. 10. Remember what Mrs. Klusterman told the class in 2nd grade? Just be glad you have legs. What are you going to do for Christmas, he says, lying supine on your couch. Oh, I don't know. See my parents in New Jersey, I guess. Pause. Wanna come? Meet my folks. A kind, fatherly, indulgent smile. Charlene, he purrs, sitting up to pat your hand, your silly, ridiculous little hand. He gives you a pair of leather slippers. They were what you wanted. You give him a book about cars. Ma, open the red one first. The other package goes with it. A coffee grinder? Why, thank you, dear. She kisses you wetly on the cheek, a Christmas mist in her eyes. She thinks you're wonderful. She's truly your greatest fan. She is aging and menopausal. She stubbornly thinks you're an assistant department head at Karma Cola. She wants so badly, so earnestly to be you. And this bag is some exotic Colombian bean. And this is a chocolate-flavoured decaf. Your father fidgets in the corner, looking at his watch, worrying that your mom should be checking the Crown Roast. Decaf bean, he says. That's for me? Say, yeah, Dad, that's for you. Who is he? Says your mom later in the kitchen after you've washed the dishes. He's a systems analyst. What do they do? Oh, they get married a lot. They're usually always married. Charlene, are you having an affair with a married man? Ma, do you have to put it that way? You're asking for big trouble, she says, slowly, and resumes polishing silver with a vehement energy. Wonder why she always polishes the silver after meals. Lean against the refrigerator. Oh, the lorikeets are here. And play with the magnets. Just gonna move their food because I put it under some plastic mesh which didn't prevent the crows from getting to it, but I want them to have free range. So come on, boys, the food's here. You've got to beat the crows at their own game. Bloody eat most of it too, little buggers. Sorry, where were we? Lean against the refrigerator and play with the magnets. Say softly, carefully, I know, Mother, it's not something you would do. She looks up at you, her mouth trembling, pieces of her brown grey hair dangling in her salty eyes, pink silverware cream caking onto her hands, onto her wedding ring. She stops, puts a spoon down, looks away and then hopelessly back at you, like a very young girl, and shaking her head, bursts into tears. dear Goddess. I missed you, he practically shouts, ebullient and adolescent, pacing about the living room with a sort of bounce, like a child who is up way past his bedtime and wants to ask a question. What did you do at home? He rubs your neck. Oh, the usual holiday stuff with my parents. On New Year's Eve I went to a disco in Morristown with my cousin Denise, but I dressed wrong. I wore the turtleneck and plaid skirt my mother gave me because I wanted her to feel good, and my slip kept showing. He grins and kisses your cheek, thinking this sweet. Continue. There were 3 guys, all in purple shirts and paper hats, who kept coming over and asking me to dance. I don't think they were together or brothers or anything, but I danced, and on New York City Girl, that song about how jaded and competent urban women are, I went crazy dancing, and my slip dropped to the floor. I tried to pick it up, but finally just had to step out of it and jam it in my purse. At the stroke of midnight, I cried. I bet you suffered terribly, he says, clasping you around the small of your back. Say, yes, I did. I'm thinking of telling Patricia about us. Be sceptical. Ask, what will you say? He proceeds confidently. I'll go. Dear, there's something I have to tell you. And she'll look over at you from her briefcase, full of memoranda, and say, And I'll say, dear, I think I'm falling in love with another woman, and I know I'm having sex with her. And she'll say, oh my God, what did you say? And I'll say, sex. And she'll start weeping inconsolably, and then what will you do? And there is a silence, still as the moon. He shifts his legs, seems confused. I'll tell her I was just kidding. He squeezes your hand. Shave your legs in the bathroom sink, philosophize. You are a mistress, part of a great hysterical historical tradition. Wives are like cockroaches, also part of a great historical tradition. They will survive you after a nuclear attack. They are tough and hardy and travel in packs. But right now, they're not having any fun. And when you look in the bathroom mirror, you spot them scurrying up, out of reach, behind you. An hour of gymlets after work, a quick browse through Barnes and Nobles, and he looks at his watch, gives you a peck and says, good night, I'll call you soon. Walk out with him, stand there shivering, but do not pout. Say, call you later would sound better than soon. Soon always means just the opposite. He smiles feebly. I'll phone you in a few days. And when he is off, hurrying up 3rd Avenue, look down at your feet, kick out a dirty cigarette butt, and in your best juvenile mumble say, "Fuck you, Jack." Some nights he says he'll try to make it over, but there's no guarantee. Those nights, just in case, spend 2 hours showering, dressing, applying makeup unrecognisably like someone in drag. And then, as it is late and you have to work the next day, climb onto your bed like that, wearing perfume and an embarrassing, long, flowing, lacy bathrobe that is really not a bathrobe at all, but a hostess lounge coat. With the glass candle by your bed lit and burning away, doze off and on, arranged with excruciating care on top of the covers. The window lamp on in the living room, the door unlocked for him in case he arrives in a passionate flurry, forgetting his key. 6 blocks from 14th Street, you are risking your life for him, spread out like a ridiculous cake on the bed, waiting with the door unlocked, thinking you hear him on the stairs. But no. You should have a corsage, you think to yourself. You should have a goddamned orchid pinned to the chest of your long, flowing hostess coat. Then you would be appropriately absurd. Think, what has happened to me? Why am I lying like this on top of my covers with too much Jontou and mascara and jewellery, pretending casually that this is how I always go to bed, while a pervert with 6 new steak knives is about to sneak through my unlocked door? Remember, at Blakely Falls High, Willis Holmes would have done anything to be with you. You don't have to put up with this. You were 2nd runner-up at the junior prom. A truck roars by. Some deaf and dumb kids, probably let out from a dance at the school nearby, are gathered downstairs below your window, hooting and howling, making unearthly sounds. You guess they are laughing and having fun, but they can't hear themselves, and at night the noises are scary, animal-like. Your clock radio reads 1:45. Wonder if you're getting old, desperate, believe that you have really turned into another woman. Your maiden Aunt Phyllis, some vapourish cocktail waitress, a glittery transvestite who has wandered, lost, up from the village. When 7 consecutive days go by that you do not hear from him, send witty little postcards to all your friends from college. On the 8th day, when finally he calls you at the office, murmuring lascivious things in German, remain laconic. Say, ja, nein, ja. At lunch, regard your cream of cauliflower soup with a pinched mouth and ask what on earth he and his wife do together. Man, if I'm having an affair with man, I expect something better than cream of fucking cauliflower soup. But I'm sure as it's meant to infer a double entendre of bathos and insult and vapidity. Sound irritated. He shrugs and says, dust, eat, bicker about the shower curtain. Why do you ask? Say, gee, I don't know. What an outrageous question, huh? He gives you a look of sympathy that could bring a dead cat back to life. You're upset because I didn't call you. He reaches across the table to touch your fingers. Pull your hand away. Say, don't flatter yourself. Look slightly off to one side. Put your hand over your eyes like you have a headache. Say, God, I'm sorry. It's okay, he says. And you think something is backward here, reversed, wrong, like the thing that is wrong. And what is wrong with this picture in kids' magazines, in dentists' offices? Haunted much? Toothaches, stomach aches. God, the soup. Excuse yourself and hurry towards the women's room. Slam the stall door shut. Lean back against it. Stare into the throat of the toilet. Bit more off than she can chew. Bit more going on than cauliflower soup, baby girls and baby boys. Some selfish, sadistic, predator motherfucker that had no honourable intentions towards her from the beginning. Jesus, it's enough to crack a tooth over, isn't it? I think so. Oh, but Mama T resisted any affairs because I know how it goes down. You just get trashed and vomited out by something not worth the black under your toenails. Hilda is worried about you and wants to fix you up with a cousin of hers from Brooklyn. Ask wearily, what's his name? She looks at you, frowning. Mark, he's a banker. And what the hell kind of attitude is that? Mark orders you a beer in a Greek coffee shop near the movie theatre. So you're a secretary? Squirm and quip, more like a sedentary, and look at him in surprise and horror when he guffaws and snorts way too loudly. Say, actually what I really should have been is a dancer. Everybody has always said that. Mark smiles. He likes the idea of you being a dancer. Look at him coldly. Say, no, nobody has ever said that. I just made it up. All through the movie, you forget to read the subtitles, thinking instead about whether you should sleep with Mark, the banker. Glance at him out of the corner of your eye. In the dark, his profile seems important and mysterious. Sort of. He catches you looking at him and turns and winks at you. Good God. He seems to be investing something in all of this. Bankers. Sigh. Stare straight ahead. Decide you just don't have the energy, the interest. I saw somebody else. Oh, a banker. We went to a Godard movie. Well, good? Good? I mean, good for you, Charlene. You should be doing things like that once in a while. Yeah, he's real rich. Did you have fun? No. Did you sleep with him? No. He kisses you almost gratefully on the ear. Fidget, twitch, lie, say. I mean, yes. He nods, looks away, says nothing. Cut up an old calendar into week-long strips. Place them around your kitchen floor, a sort of bar graph on the linoleum, representing the number of weeks you have been a mistress. 13. Put X's through all the national holidays. Go out for a walk in the cold. 3 little girls hanging out in the stoop are laughing and calling to strange men on the street. Hi, mister. Step around them. Think they have never had orgasms. A blonde woman in barrettes passes you in stockinged feet, holding her shoes. There are things you have to tell him. Clients to see. 1. This affair is demeaning. 2. Violates decency. Am I just some scampish tart? Some tartish scamp? 3. No emotional support here. 4. Why do you never say, I love you, or stay in my arms forever, my little tadpole, or your eyes set me on fire, my sweet nubkin. The next time he phones, he says, I was having a dream about you and suddenly I woke up with a jerk and felt very uneasy. Say, yeah, I hate to wake up with jerks. He laughs, smooth, beautiful, and tenor, making you feel warm inside of your bones. And it hits you. Maybe it all boils down to this. People will do anything, for a really nice laugh. Don't lose your resolve. Fumble for your list. Sputter things out as convincingly as possible. Say, I suffer indignities at your hands and agonies of defeat. I don't know why I joke. I hurt. That is why. What? That is why. But you don't really care. Wince. It sounds pitiful. But I do. For some reason, this leaves you dumbfounded. He continues. You know my situation. Or maybe you don't. Pause. What can I do, Charlene? Stand on my goddamned head? Whisper. Please, stand on your goddamned head. Now my little cricket, or I don't know what he is, grasshopper friend, is crawling on the iPhone. Oh. Sweet little creature. It is 10 o'clock, he says. I'm coming over. We need to talk. What he has to tell you is that Patricia is not his wife. He is separated from his wife. Her name is Carrie. You think of a joke you heard once. What do you call a woman who marries a man with no arms and no legs? Carrie. Patricia is the woman he lives with. You mean I'm just another one of the fucking gang? He looks at you, puzzled. Charlene, what I've always admired about you, right from when I first met you, is your strength, your independence. Say, that line is old as boots. Generally means they want to destroy you too. It says a lot when a man tells you that. I admire your strength and your independence. Translates to, I'm going to do everything in my power to grind you down till you're dead. Ask me how I know. Tell him not to smoke in your apartment. Tell him to get out. She's finally on the program, baby girls and baby boys. At first, he protests, but slowly, he leaves, pulling up the collar of his expensive beige raincoat. Cricket person is doing a little swaying dance. He's going to jump on me. Yes, right on my neck. Look at that. Probably can smell my illness. You come to heal me, grasshopper. Wax on or wax off, baby girls and baby boys. I'd prefer if he didn't go in my hair though. He goes in my hair. What does it matter? He won't stay. Right, here we go again. At first he protests, but slowly he leaves, pulling up the collar on his expensive beige raincoat like an old and haggard Robert Culp. Where is that little critter? Ah, right there on my temple. Slam the door like Betty Davis. What you doing down there, boy chick? Look at this. Look at this. Love drains you, takes with it much of your blood sugar and water weight. You are like a house, slowly losing its electricity, the fans slowing, the lights dimming and flickering, the clocks stop and go and stop. At Karmakola, the days are peg-legged and aimless, collapsing into one another with the comic tedium of old clowns, nowhere fast. In April you get a raise. Celebrate by taking Hilda to lunch at the plaza. Write for applications to graduate schools. Send Mark the banker a birthday card. Take long walks at night in the cold. The blonde in barrettes scuttles timelessly by you, still carrying her shoes. She has cut her hair. He calls you occasionally at the office to ask how you are. You doodle numbers and curlicues on the corners of the Rolodex cards. Fiddle with your Phi Beta Kappa key. stare out the window. You always, always say, fine. Right, my beautiful people of Earth. You see, Mama T's not the only one that was fucked over by love and never found anyone real and authentic and true and kind and honouring and loving and enduring. It's a tragedy, but at my age, I no longer care about it all that much. Life is beautiful, living it on your own terms, under your own steam. It's just a bit fragile when your teeth are smashing out of your face and there's no one really to really care for you. Except my friend Robin, who came to pick me up. That was very kind. And also I function better alone, really. Peace in my sacred space garden. That strength and independence that ultimately will crush me though, because there's nothing to look forward to really. But that's negative thinking spoken from an empty socket. So we won't do the death spiralling. We'll admire little Kermie who's shredding the seagrass on his swing. Oh, Kermie, I wish you wouldn't do that. It's $13 a piece. You little munchkin. Bo, what are you doing? You being a happy birdie? Alright, there are things to look forward to. My beautiful birds and sunshine and happiness. So blessed be from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It was an interesting story and I rather enjoyed it, even though it didn't have a happy ending. Life very often fails to provide happy endings. You've got to make your own happy ending and reframe and regroup and hold true to what's true for you and keep living your best life. Bye for now, people of Earth. Have a wonderful day.